Welcome to our first episode of our series celebrating passionpreneurs. Today we have Nikhil Jain, founder and CEO of foreignadmits.com. Welcome, Nikhil, and thanks for being here.
Thanks, Tanvir, for having me.
Yes, a very warm welcome to the viewers. Nikhil is the founder and CEO of Foreign Myths, as I've just mentioned, and he has been in the industry for more than 4 to 5 years now. He's a IIT BHU graduate, and he has completed his PhD from Monash University. Today, we'll be talking about student benefit and following your passion, whether it be entrepreneurship or anything else that the student wants to pursue. So I think over to Nikhil if he can start by just giving us a brief about himself and his venture.
Sure. Thanks, Tanvir. First of all, thanks, MyWays, for inviting me on this platform. Uh, I'm Nikhil Jain, graduate from IIT BHU, born and brought up in Calcutta, come from a humble, low middle class family background. I was the first IITian, or rather, I'll say engineer in my family.
Okay, that's
So it
mhm.
was definitely a different experience. And fortunately, I was one of those kids who literally went against their parents to get into an IIT.
Okay.
So I was a diehard engineering fan at that point of time. And fast forward 5 years spent in IIT BHU, had a great experience, learned a lot from my college alumni, networks, and peers. Ended up getting more than I think two dozens job, more than 24 job offers in my undergrad, despite being a 7 pointer guy
Oh,
and having
that's
one
great.
supplementary in
Hmm.
one of the year.
Hmm.
Uh, Been a full scholarship student all throughout my academic career from class 10 till my PhD. I've always been on some or the other kind of scholarship.
Hmm.
So I would say God's grace and a lot of hustle that has kept me going and able to solve my funding issues.
Hmm.
Uh, and then after my bachelor's, or rather, I'll say the dual degree program, I was not very much motivated to get into a job segment. There were certain reasons to it. I'll probably give it in some form of stories.
Hmm.
And then I took up more challenging opportunity, which was PhD or either doing a startup. So I took PhD at that point of time with full conscious choice that this is what I'm going to do.
Hmm.
And 3 years I've spent in my PhD in India and traveled a lot of countries in Southeast Asia and in Europe, Australia, and all.
Hmm.
So that's where I gained a very thorough understanding about international graduates' life and what are the problems a lot of Indian international graduates, so Southeast Asian international graduates face abroad. And that's what
Definitely.
triggered me to start Foreign Admits, because most of the people that are studying bachelor's in India have zero clue why they got into a particular college or a university or took a
Hmm.
particular course.
Definitely.
And then because it's a very famous saying among the parents, बैचलर्स कर लो उसके बाद कुछ और कर लेना,
Definitely.
फिर
Hmm.
अपना करियर देख लेना.
Hmm. Hmm.
So people usually have no clue, and the same mistake a lot of people now do in their masters also. They go, but they don't have access to quality mentorship, which
Hmm.
on the contrary, IIT guys or IM guys usually have,
Hmm.
because of a very solid mentor network or the
Definitely.
alumni network. And getting a first hand access to the information is really critical, because a lot of people are the first time study abroad aspirants from their family. They never
Hmm.
had a kind of a circle or a peer or a parent who've actually gone abroad. And
Definitely.
when they come to this study abroad market, all they get is a commoditized education option where people
Hmm.
are selling these without having an understanding of what a student actually need. So
Definitely.
that's where we started Foreign Admits. It's more of a data backed and personalized experience based mentorship cum admission assistance platform, where we harness the power of technology to reduce the amount of search and the discovery issues for
Hmm.
university right fit career options, so
Hmm.
that the student can have an appropriate amount of data to make a decision in a
Definitely.
appropriate manner.
Hmm.
And once they have made a decision, getting that experiential idea by talking to alumni or graduates or professors from those universities
Hmm.
where they want to end up, that basically gives them a conviction when they are going abroad, and that
Definitely.
basically helps them to be on the rightish, a right career path where they are
Yes.
satisfied
Hmm.
and they have a better career plan to do
Hmm.
compared to the other graduates. So I think that's a very brief snapshot of my journey.
Hmm.
And Yep.
Definitely mentorship. We also believe that definitely mentorship is something that every student should look out for also, whether it be for higher education or just even while being in college itself. Mentorship definitely helps each and everyone to follow the right and maybe find an appropriate path to follow. Yes. Very interesting thing. Usually, people often say that they were asked, they went to an IIT or they were preparing for the JEEs because their parents asked them to. Your story is completely different. So, maybe if you can tell me a bit about that.
I think it goes back in my school days, and I think in class two, I heard from someone that IITians are the real deal in this country,
Okay.
and that kind of stuck. And then in class 8, 9, 10, I was really good in chemistry. I really loved colors
Mhm.
and chemical. Playing with
Mhm.
chemicals in the lab was one of my favorite things.
Mhm.
In class 11th and 12th, I was really blessed with the school that I was in. That they had an individual setup for every student in the chemistry lab, and
Okay.
that got me more exposed towards science and scientific
Mhm.
formulations and designing and developing things by your own hand.
Mhm.
So I was really fascinated about science. I've read about, I think Kalpana Chawla was again one of the big
Mhm.
inspiration in our childhood.
Yes.
The way she had contributed to the country, the kind of reputation they had, the kind
Yes.
of power they had as a scientist or as an astronaut. I was very fascinated by that power.
Mhm.
Whereas my whole family, they come from a commerce background. We have a
Mhm.
lot of IM guys. No
Okay.
disrespect to IM guys, but
Definitely.
then we had all the IM gold medalists and
Mhm.
BCom grads from top colleges again.
Right.
But then I didn't see them moving a lot of masses at that point of time.
Mhm.
So my understanding was science is the real deal,
Mhm.
and I was good with science
Mhm.
on the same time also. And then I took a decision that hey, I want to get into engineering, and IIT is the best place in India. Had it been, if I would have known MIT also existed in my knowledge, then
Mhm.
I would have definitely tried my level best to
Mhm.
go for SATs and all. I
Yes.
had very limited idea. I remember about SATs,
Mhm.
and people used to say SAT is damn expensive. You can't just go abroad. It's
Mhm.
very costly. And now reflecting back, I feel
Mhm.
I should have tried SATs.
Mhm.
I should have probably secured a 1600 because if you're getting a
Mhm.
good score in IIT, you probably can do better in SATs also.
Okay. Mhm.
So I knew whatever I knew at that point of time. So IIT was the only choice. I also got into bits and all, but
Mhm.
because of unaffordability of education and lack of financial planning, I
Mhm.
could not get. I
Mhm.
had to drop my bits selection letter also.
Mhm.
But then IIT BHU is a phenomenal college, which I
Definitely.
ended up
Mhm.
getting in, and that was the point where when I was planning for my ITJ preparations, I got full scholarship from one of the tuition companies.
Okay.
I'll not
That's
name them
great.
right now,
Mhm.
but then yes, I got multiple full scholarships, and
Mhm.
that's where I had the freedom.
Right.
How do you negotiate with your parents if you are not taking money from your parents?
Right.
You're kind of being
Mhm.
independent in your choices. So I
Mhm.
use my merit against my parents' interest
Mhm.
and kind of convince them that hey, I'm getting full scholarship. I'm not taking any
Mhm.
penny from you. Let me try out my this career choice.
Right.
And coming from a middle class family, it was easier for them to at least trust me because the kid has got potential.
Mhm.
He's gotten some scholarship, and they were ready to trust me for once. I would say it
Mhm.
was difficult, but then I had to literally do everything in my capacity to
Mhm.
be able to go to quota. And I think that gave me a maturity, or my first ever mature decision that
Mhm.
I've taken against anyone's interest or with my own conviction was
Definitely.
planning for IITJ. And that success or that pressure during the preparation
Mhm.
actually molded me to be more responsible towards my decision, and
Definitely.
then
Mhm.
got into IITJ and things really turned around.
Mhm. Parents definitely are fearful for the children, but they come around when they see potential and they start having trust on you. Definitely, yes. And what you said about the SATs again, it comes down to what we were talking earlier about mentorship and awareness of the space that the students should have. Right, definitely. Coming to your journey at IIT BHU, I want to know about the 24 job offers.
Okay. So it looks very fascinating, honestly, to
Hmm.
talk about, hey, I got 24 job offers or
But
26
there's a
internships.
at the end of the day, there's a lot of hard work behind all those results that people and students get. Definitely.
Oh yes, true, and
Hmm.
that's where I always come up, come to that. Hey, don't get fascinated that I got
Hmm.
24 job offers.
Right.
It was never in a day's thing. It was never
Definitely.
an overnight
Hmm.
success.
Hmm.
So I think first year I did a number of campus ambassadorship,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
I was an all-rounder in my first year. I
Hmm.
wanted to try every single thing because
Hmm.
as a dream come true, I got into an IIT
Hmm.
and I made a pledge that I want to try every single thing available for my career options.
Hmm.
I was in theater, I was in drama, I was in dance,
Hmm.
I did robotics. The only thing I could not do was sports because of my health issues.
Hmm.
But then I touched every single thing that is available in the college
Right.
so that I'm well versed
Hmm.
what my career options could be.
Hmm.
Okay. And all of these things came by talking to the seniors. He said, first year you can do everything. Second year onwards, you got to focus on a couple
Focus.
of things.
Hmm.
Got to narrow down the choices. I just followed the process. I tried everything. I sucked at most things. I was good at few things,
Hmm.
and that's how it's naturally going to
That's right.
happen. You
Hmm.
will not excel in everything.
Hmm.
So, and even if you excel in some things, you will not be able to pursue it. I was really
Hmm.
good with theater, but then I kind of felt that theater is going to take a lot of time,
Hmm.
and I'm not seeing my future there. So I
Definitely.
had to drop out of the theater.
Hmm.
So I think first year I spent in campus ambassadorship. I did took
Hmm.
a lot of online support. There was a college library. I didn't had a smartphone or a laptop at that point of time,
Okay.
2011, 12. So I used college library. I always go there and browse certain things
Hmm.
about internships. What first year I do. I used to Google in a simple way. What are the options for a first year student in career?
Right.
And whatever Google gives me the
Hmm.
results, I started learning from them.
Hmm.
I think that's a very critical thing for a first year to even know how to Google.
Hmm.
So Googling skills, improved from there, and ended up getting few campus ambassadorship, and then
Hmm.
I learned in the campus ambassadorship about how to sell, how
Hmm.
to set up a social media post,
Hmm.
how to use Facebook, how to use LinkedIn, and that was the first time I entered into LinkedIn,
Hmm.
2011.
Right.
So I think that gave me a basic understanding about communication skills, handling rejections.
Hmm.
Because when you're doing campus ambassadorship, not everyone's going to accept your proposals or your
Hmm.
marketing pitches and all. You will face a
Definitely.
lot of rejections at that
Definitely.
point of time. So that I took it all positively, and in the end, I made a checklist. Hey, if this is the campus ambassadorship, what can I get most out of it?
Hmm.
What are the things? I spoke to the people who were launching this. They
Hmm.
said you might get a paid internship if you perform on top two. So
Right.
I said, okay, these are the things that I need for being in the top two. I would
Right.
do that. No
Hmm.
matter I'll do it bad, no matter I'll do it good, but I will at least do it with full conviction.
Hmm.
I did it. I got into the top two in campus ambassadorship. I got the first paid internship in my
Hmm.
second year winters,
That's great. Hmm.
and I think spending 30 days in Delhi, 2,500 rupees of stipend. That time also it was still nothing, but then
Hmm.
it was something which taught me a few things. Going to office dressed every day on time, coming on time,
Hmm.
picking up the phone, calling to the students' parents, pitching them about particular workshops, particular products that we
Hmm.
had, understanding the product first so that I can pitch it better. I can understand the value proposition I'm sharing,
Hmm.
and then enrolling and getting those conversions done, and
Hmm.
then probably doing social media marketing. So all of these things I learned in those 15 to 30 days that I've spent.
Hmm.
And as a matter of fact, I was not shy of picking up the phone and speaking to the strangers.
Right.
And that gave me enough aggressiveness to learn about how to talk, how
Hmm.
to understand the psyche of other person who's talking, how
Hmm.
to not directly do a on-face pitch, but to educate a customer about the potential value, and then the sales could happen. So
Hmm.
that was the first thing about sales. And fortunately, I was good, to expose myself towards the sales part in the early days of my career,
Right.
because nowadays graduates usually shy away into the sales job. They
Hmm.
think sales is demeaning, and even few of the companies have made sales a demeaning job, which
Yes.
is ideally not true.
Hmm.
Even at Foreign Objects, when we do sales, it's all about adding value to the other user's query,
Hmm.
making change in their lives, and they would basically enroll. If they
Yes.
trust us, they're gonna buy from us,
Yes.
and that is how
Definitely.
sales happen. So that's something I learned in my first year and then second year. But at the same time, I was going through a lot of financial crisis.
Hmm.
I didn't come from a very stable background,
Hmm.
so paying for my college education, which was roughly around how much, $300 per semester,
Hmm.
or even less. But then that point also, $300 was very difficult for me to
Hmm.
survive. So I did everything. I think I took up on campus jobs. I
Hmm.
roamed around in BHU and found out there are on-campus jobs in some of the other parts.
Hmm.
I used to do 2 hours daily, a job in a library or a exam controller office,
Hmm.
and those things got me how an academic environment works. How an exam controller do we evaluate these copies?
Right.
How the librarian arrange the books?
Hmm.
All these basic fundamentals help me just to learn
Hmm.
about different functions in our lives. Okay, and then getting those 2,500 rupees a month, you get the cash, you pay to the messman for your own food.
Hmm.
That gave me maturity and sense of proud that hey, I'm doing something now.
Hmm.
I'm not like idle. Okay,
Hmm.
so I think second year was all about that. When the summers came in, I think 3 to 4 months before summers, we all started to look for internship. And that point of time, I been very well in connect with few of the alumni.
Okay.
How it was very simple networking in our community, and alumni wanted and help.
Hmm.
I just took that opportunity, tried to help her
Hmm.
with an on-ground support, whatever she needed with. And that alumni happened to be really resourceful. Her
Hmm.
father was in one of the India's top-notch steel plant. Her brother was in one of the world's largest mining company, and I was a
Right.
mining engineer
Hmm.
potentially.
Hmm.
So it got me tons of resources, right?
Hmm.
And that's how I built the relationship. And when I was looking for the internship, I wrote to her. She said that her ex close friend's senior was actually an intern under this professor. You should try it out.
Right.
Just
Hmm.
mention the reference.
Hmm.
I did a reference and it worked. I
Hmm.
got my first internship in IIT Bombay under a very reputed professor.
Hmm.
3 months I literally slogged hard
Hmm.
because I knew in my college there was no support for such kind of a project. So
Okay.
I had only 3 months to complete that project, learn and do everything.
Hmm.
So 3 months I literally hardly went out of my lab. I used to do only basic amenities in the hostel and
Hmm.
then every time in my lab,
Hmm.
days and nights. But in 3 months at least I learned the software. I didn't had a laptop. My professor was really gracious enough to get me a system. So I did every simulations there.
Hmm.
And from there I learned the value of hard work. And I
Hmm.
built a reputation there. My first
Hmm.
reputation was so good that 5 years also down the lane and till date we are very well connected and there's a strong reason to that.
Hmm.
So my research
Definitely.
internship was gone. Then in campus, I didn't had much to do. Mining was not a very heavy course,
Hmm.
and I had made peace that I'm not a 9 pointer person. I had
Hmm.
made peace with that. I said I might touch 7.5, 8. That's fine.
Hmm.
Let me build something which others cannot build easily. So I
That's
started
great.
looking for online internships. I started
Hmm.
looking for online projects. I
Hmm.
started looking to connect to alumni, learn about them, and
Hmm.
try to learn and help them so that
Hmm.
I can build a reputation. So a
Right.
couple of companies that I interacted in second year, they are really good in hyper local groceries, competitors to grocers and all, and they were struggling with certain marketing strategies.
Hmm.
And I said, I can help you. Let me learn about this. I
Right.
I didn't know anything, but I
Hmm.
just said it. And
Yeah.
then I spent 2 weeks consistently learning about the hyperlocal model,
Hmm.
how these things happen, how
Hmm.
campaigns can be
Hmm.
designed, and I designed 20 different campaigns for them.
Hmm.
And I could not believe myself. They closed Series A based on those campaigns
Oh
execution.
God, that's
And
great.
I
Hmm.
got a job offer in my third year. I got my first job offer in my
Hmm.
third year. I said, I cannot leave IIT. You're a
Hmm.
good person, but IIT is IIT. So
Hmm.
I think that gave me a confidence that I can do things. And then I
Definitely.
worked with almost 8 to 10 college startups in my college and other colleges,
Right.
IIT Dhanbad and all, at a
Hmm.
very scratch level.
Hmm.
And one thing which I loved, I never wanted to do at the higher level
Hmm.
because at that point of time I didn't had capabilities also.
Right.
And at the scratch level, everyone becomes very similar. There are very simple steps to
Hmm.
start off with, and then your
Definitely.
creativity is the key. So I
Hmm.
said I can learn and compete with against the big guys if I'm also on the scratch level with
Right.
them,
Hmm.
for the company. Because when the company is new, things you have to try and test. And
Right.
trying and testing is something I loved. So
Hmm.
A/B testing, that's what we call it now.
Right.
So
Yes.
I worked with almost 5 to 6 companies during the college,
Hmm.
into different domains like opening e-cells in different colleges
Hmm.
to making an online food delivery, launching an online food company with
Hmm. Hmm.
one of my friends in Banaras Hindu University. All of those things gave me a lot of diverse experience, and number
Hmm.
one thing, it gave me some cash flow to
Right.
survive because my
Right.
intent of doing all of these things was survival in the first phase and
Okay.
then probably learning around it.
Hmm.
So all of these things were done. Third year was very crucial for me. I had to do my first official internship as compulsory, but then that's where one thing I learned: reputation matters. I got the internship in just like a blink. I never
Right.
even had to try it.
Right.
Even I got a couple of extra calls to do an internship, but then my other friends really struggled,
Hmm.
and that's where you build a network.
Right.
When the department did not help the students to get all the official internship,
Hmm.
there were almost 40 students who needed these internships.
Hmm.
So
Right.
consider it my reputation with the previous alumni
Hmm.
or the network people. I just wrote to
Hmm.
them in mining that this is a situation we need training programs for our students,
Hmm.
as they would not be industry qualified on that note.
Right.
So fortunately, I got 64 openings for
That's
students in
commendable.
different mines,
Hmm.
and I helped my friends to get through those programs. Eventually,
Hmm.
I even sacrificed my own internship for a friend because I got a research internship
Hmm.
under one of the professor. And I
Hmm.
said, I'm not gonna do industrial internship. I'll manage somehow. I'll let me go to the research internship.
Hmm.
3 months research internship, again the same hard work, being in the lab 24/7,
Hmm.
365.
Hmm.
I published my first international paper. I think
Okay.
that was a big achievement in my life.
Hmm.
My professor said, Nikhil, I want you to get a takeaway from this internship. I don't want you to
Right.
leave empty handed. So
Right.
you figure out how you want to do it.
Hmm.
You figure out what you want to do it.
Hmm.
I'll back you there. I
Hmm.
did literally did research on my own. What are the problems in the
Hmm.
industry? And
Hmm.
I did the entire simulation. The
Hmm.
professor was again generous enough. He got me a new system
Hmm.
and brand new softwares because he saw I was doing really hard work. So
Hmm.
in 3 months, I completed my project. I wrote a paper also, and that got published later down the lane. I was
Hmm.
the second author, but it was my first international paper. So it
Hmm.
was really a big achievement for me, and it
Hmm.
is something that I still cherish till date.
Right. Right.
I think third year onwards, my reputation started to build,
Hmm.
and that's where my LinkedIn game also built. So
Right.
I used to write on LinkedIn since 2012, 13.
Hmm.
Not a lot, but I used to write factual content, what I learned from other websites and all.
Right.
I used to share with people. So one content which I shared with the people got viral.
Okay.
I think at that point of time, 100,000 users is a very big number.
Very big. Yeah,
So I got
you were just
100,000
starting then.
views.
Hmm.
Yes. So 100,000 views in that time on a LinkedIn blog
Hmm.
was really big. I got 1,000 plus comments, and it really pumped
Blew
up
up.
my
Yeah.
entire visibility on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So I got connected with a US company. The author congratulated me on sharing his blog post and making it more valuable
Hmm.
on
Right.
LinkedIn. So I made my first US connection there.
Okay.
And then I started learning from him. I started interacting with him. I
Hmm.
didn't ask him, hey, sir, can you give me internship? No, I
Right.
never asked that.
Hmm. Right.
I
Right.
knew that I could make use of his connection. He's
Hmm.
very resourceful,
Hmm.
but let me first understand who is he,
Right.
because that way I can build better network. I
Right.
knew इसको हिंदी में कहते हैं ना मतलबी हो जाना.
हाँ जी.
If I'm being on purpose,
Hmm.
it would be totally like selfish,
Hmm. Hmm.
goals. And I
Hmm.
was never like that. I said, let
Hmm.
me understand and build a bond. If he wants to help, he'll help me anyways.
Right. Right.
So in 3 months, I took mentorship from him. I used to get connected, and that's where even I learned about international graduates market in US. So
Right.
I got a lot of understanding from him, and then I started looking at his website. I
Hmm.
saw a lot of flaws in his company website and his social media presence, and that's where I wrote a two-pager. I still remember I wrote a two-pager for
Hmm.
him. I said, "These are the flaws that your website has, and I can help you do these things all."
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Hmm.
do you have an opportunity
Hmm.
or are you looking for an intern or something? I
Hmm.
can do some kind of work for you.
Hmm.
He said, I cannot bring you to US, it's very expensive, but I can probably hire you online.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that was my first online proper paid internship where I was billing them on per hour basis.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I
In your
learned
third
the
year.
value of time. Yes, in your third year and almost.
Hmm.
So I learned the value of per hour in
Hmm.
that time because I need to bill them in per hour, and that's where I get paid.
Hmm.
So I think we started off, made my first PayPal account for them,
Hmm.
and 25 hours a month I started my work with.
Hmm.
I used to get paid $10 an hour, so
Hmm.
$250 per month I started earning,
Hmm.
which is pretty good amount at that
Hmm.
point of time in
Hmm.
bachelor's. I don't think in my entire department anyone was earning a penny at that point of time, and I
Hmm.
was making almost like 20,000 bucks or 25,000 bucks a
Hmm.
month.
Hmm. Hmm.
So started off slow, but then when I started diving into this, I started loving his website. I became the brand ambassador for him. The
Right.
reason is I talked about him, I talked about his company, all the
Hmm.
places, and he
Hmm.
started getting those reviews, the
Reviews.
feedbacks, the
Hmm.
engagements from
Response.
India. He
Hmm.
said the spike in India, the traffic in India literally spiked, and he's like,
Right.
let's do an Indian version for it. I
Hmm.
said, okay, let me think about it. So we did a Google online marketing challenge. I literally got him one client I remember, which whose lifetime revenue for the company was around $400,000.
That's.
And I was given 5% offer, but I denied.
Hmm.
And that was one thing that I did it with goodwill. I said
Hmm.
this was my job to do as an intern. This
Hmm.
was nothing I did extern. And he was so impressed that till date we are good friends.
Right.
So
Hmm.
I think that time onwards, my work also started increasing. I
Hmm.
started making from 25,000 to a couple of lakhs also per month. So
Hmm.
my financial conditions really became more stable in the college,
Right.
and I started understanding how to work with international clients,
Hmm.
which I believe even a lot of freelancers in India still struggle to
Definitely.
do that, to get an
Hmm.
international. I
Hmm.
got an international client just by that, and I
LinkedIn
made the
post.
relationship.
Hmm.
And the relationship was so good that he also referred me a couple of his sister companies and
Hmm.
other company friends
Hmm.
to work with me. So
Definitely.
my work expanded, my learning expanded,
Hmm.
and I started to learn social media on a very, very serious level.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think Google Online Marketing Challenge, the Digital Academy by Google, the Facebook Academy, Moz,
Hmm. Hmm.
SEM course, so many things are there out there.
Hmm.
At that time, I was looking, okay, there is a paid academy which is charging like 2 lakhs for the digital marketing. On the same time,
Hmm.
I saw the same things on Google. I
Hmm.
said, what I need is that discipline.
Hmm.
Either I can pay someone 1 lakh
Hmm.
and they will teach me, or else I need to have a self discipline to self learn. I used
Definitely.
Coursera, Financial Aids, Udemy,
Hmm.
free courses.
Right.
Because I didn't had the
Hmm.
money to pay at that point of time.
Right.
For me, the daily life is not beyond 10 or 20 rupees,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
spend. So I really didn't had that much of pay
Hmm.
to be made. But when I started earning, I started saving, and
Hmm.
that point I learned what to do with that much of money. I
Hmm.
really didn't know what to do with that much of money.
Hmm.
So first thing that I did is improving my financial stabilities, improving and
Right.
ensuring my parents' financial stabilities,
Hmm.
so that I started sending money to my parents. Again, I got the trust back
Hmm.
there that
Right.
hey, my kid is stable now. So
Hmm.
whatever decisions that he's going to make in his life is going to
We are
be
going to
better.
trust them. Yes.
That
Hmm.
contributed to me
Hmm.
later on. So
Right.
I think fourth year, third year, it was all about that. I was ahead of my timeline. See, when you're doing good in your things which you really like, the
Hmm.
other things which you are struggling also becomes better. So
Right.
I was really good with my, internship. Everything was going good.
Hmm.
My grades started to improve. Started securing 8 pointer, 9 pointer.
That's
I
great.
knew how to value time. I
Hmm.
stopped wasting time.
Hmm.
Never watched a TV series in my
Hmm.
college days, or at
Hmm.
least till fifth year.
Hmm.
And I got my first laptop in third year by an alumni gift.
Okay.
Till third year, I used to beg, borrow, and do all
Hmm.
these work on
Hmm.
others' laptop.
Hmm.
So I think so. Third year, later on, fourth year mid, I also planned my fifth year project in fourth year. So that was a
Okay.
smart choice I did.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm having time. What
Hmm.
to do with that time?
Hmm.
I said, fourth year summers, I would go and do an internship.
Hmm.
Okay. Fourth year summers, ideally, people don't get that option.
Hmm.
I made a good rapport with my professor, and that's where relationship helps. Made
Hmm.
a good rapport with the professor, explained him what I'm doing in this internship and how it will help me in the project. So I
Hmm.
went to ONGC on a self-paid internship.
Hmm.
Actually paid ONGC in a way and did the training in Ahmedabad for 3 4 months. It was a scorching heat, one of
Right.
the I would say brutal experience
Hmm.
of a proper industrial training.
Hmm.
But that gave me a real insight of how industry functions in
Right.
oil and gas.
Hmm.
That gave me a real understanding. My research is here and industry is here. There's a big
Right.
disconnect.
Big gap.
So I need to work better on my
Hmm.
research.
Hmm.
So that 3 months or 4 months of internship made a good friends in Gujarat. The
Hmm.
kind of people I had around, I made a good rapport again. And
Hmm.
till date, these kind of people really are very well connected to me. So
Definitely.
I've always believed in relationship building, and that
Hmm.
really helped me all across the world wherever I've traveled.
Hmm.
So got my internship done, got my project of fifth year done in my fourth year only.
Hmm.
So I was 1 year ahead in my entire work, and then I had huge amount of I would say free time.
Right.
So what I used to do, I used to write to interesting companies, founders, co-founders, HRs
Hmm.
about the company, what they're doing, one-page
Right.
synopsis of
Hmm.
what I can do for them
Hmm.
or what I can. It also helped me do the market research about
Right.
the companies. It
Right.
also helped me build a rapport with other companies. No
Hmm.
one, trust me, in my department, no one used to
Hmm.
write to the company
Right.
and give them suggestions how they can do this.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that gave me so much of inbound pull later on that
Hmm.
I used to start getting interview offers, job offers directly,
Hmm.
from different companies.
Hmm.
Some of them are even unicorns right now in India. Some
Right.
of them are unicorns in Southeast Asia.
Hmm.
So
That's great.
that gave me, I think in October, I got 12 job offers
Hmm.
back to back, every day one job offer
Hmm.
for 6 days. And I think that was a that was a moment for
Week
me,
you'll
and I
remember.
was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, placements. I'm done with my placements right now.
Right, right, definitely.
And the job offers were decent. It was
Hmm.
not like a low paid. I started getting from 4 lakhs,
Hmm.
which is the bottommost, to
Hmm.
somewhere around 26 lakhs, which is a really good job offer,
Hmm.
for even an IIT guy.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think then my hunger started to increase. So
Right.
I was very greedy
Hmm.
about that,
Hmm.
and till date in my college, I never lost a GD because of my communication
Hmm.
skills,
Hmm.
which also I developed by talking to a lot of South Indian friends,
Right.
and that was a hack. If I don't know Hindi, I have to speak in English,
Hmm.
and that's where I started improving my English language.
Hmm.
So I think that was a hack, and I really developed on my communication skills,
Hmm.
and working with these international companies, having international friends gave me a
Right.
global exposure and outlook. So
Right.
when I speak to the companies, always have an international company analogy to give them
Right.
about what
Hmm.
can be developed to
Hmm.
make it global, to make it big, and
Right.
how the different companies are doing it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Definitely,
that gave
in
me,
that situation, you would want to put yourself in the shoe of the person you're writing the email to, and like basically know what they want to hear from as a
yes.
suggestion. Definitely.
So I
S-
think what
hmm.
the point which you made is, being in the shoe of other person. I always
Yes.
followed this
Hmm.
from second year till my fifth year.
Right.
Always ask myself, what can I give to them
Hmm.
so that they would hire me?
Right.
Never thought of that way. I need this. You
Hmm.
give me. It would
Hmm.
never work out because
Definitely.
it's a very simple life equation.
Hmm.
Everyone in this world is selfish.
Hmm.
You need to buy people's time. You need to give them something to give
Right.
you the time.
Right, definitely. In your complete journey, first of all, that's a very inspirational and a very different, unique story and journey, and very commendable journey so far. Something that nothing was handed to you in a plate in that sense, which right. So, what has been your motivation to always to for your hunger, so as to say, right? That's what you said, to always think about maybe what 6 months right now you're doing something, and 6 months later what would you want to do, and something like, yeah.
So I think every year my horizon of competition,
Hmm.
or the way I used to look at what more can I do,
Hmm.
always expanded. First year I went to IIT Bombay for a tech fest. I
Right.
saw, okay, this is how the new life is.
Hmm. Hmm.
IIT BH is here, IIT Bombay is here.
Hmm.
So I knew the difference.
Hmm.
Third year, I got that US internship and
Hmm.
got the international graduate exposure
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I knew the competition is not India, the competition is global.
Yeah.
So I improved my game on higher standards. I
Hmm.
never compete with my 85, mining engineering undergrad students. I said they're nothing in terms of the competition that I'm
Hmm.
going to face
In the world.
outside. My competition is international graduates. So
Hmm.
when you think that way, your mindset, your understanding,
Hmm.
your way of working always increases.
Right.
It will never go.
Hmm.
Ideally, most of the college students, what they see, these 10 or 20 students in my nearby group, or maybe 100 students in my batch,
Hmm.
this is my competition. Ideally, that's not. The
Hmm.
first round of competition happens if you're a mechanical engineer with all the mechanical engineering graduates that
Right.
are graduating in India or
Hmm.
probably in the globe.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
have to take that number into consideration and probably work around that. So
Right.
that's the thing I would say. The psychology was different.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so after you completed your graduation, you decided to go for a PhD and not take up the opportunities that were offered to you. So what was the thought process behind that?
Actually, it was one of my personal choice.
Hmm.
Because when I was doing in my fifth year, I had ample amount of time. So one of the company who offered me a job
Hmm.
also offered me a 6 months paid internship.
Okay.
So it was a good paid internship. I went there, I worked there for 3 months, then I
Hmm.
resigned,
Hmm.
and I think the whole experience there, what I had, and that was something I was immature. I would
Hmm.
say myself as immature because I never knew that even companies with better culture exist. So
Okay.
company culture is very, very critical for me
Hmm.
because when I used to work with the company, I
Hmm.
used to put my heart and soul into this. I
Yes.
never worked on a 9 to 9 basis.
Hmm.
Always hated that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
If I started working from morning 10 or 11,
Hmm.
I might be working till 6 in the morning again.
Right. Hmm.
So my cycles were abrupt,
Hmm.
and the company, the way the founders or the entire founding group
Hmm.
reacted to the growth
Hmm.
was, I felt, is not relevant for me. So it
Right.
was more like an anti-portfolio.
Okay.
So it was very audacious of me to resign as an
Hmm.
intern
Hmm.
and get back. But then that was the thing. If I'm not enjoying it as a
Hmm.
person, if I'm not able to add value to that company, which I'm
Hmm.
supposed to do that,
Hmm.
then it doesn't mean, I'm not worried of the stipend or the thing,
Right. Right.
because the experience added to my resume makes a
Hmm.
long term impact rather
Hmm.
than those couple of lakhs which I was getting as an intern.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, right. For like as per the conversation, I feel self-awareness for you has been very important, and that has
Yep.
helped you take those important
I
and.
think one interesting point I would like to add here,
Hmm.
there was a, I would say, expansion of my thought process that happened when I knew that I'm getting paid for 70 hours a month.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm getting paid, let's say, X amount for 70 hours a month,
Hmm.
and I'm getting paid the same amount for 70 hours a week in India.
Right. Hmm. Right.
So
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm earning,
Hmm.
and now I have ideas. I also did one startup. I might have forgotten to tell. In my second, third year, I did also one startup. Had a team of 30 the US companies. I
Hmm.
was working only 70 hours a month,
Hmm.
along with my college and other things.
Hmm.
And I was earning pretty good.
Hmm.
That was my limit. And at the same time, when I worked in this internship, 70 hours, 80 hours a week,
Hmm.
okay. And that's where I understood the pay is not very high. Okay,
Hmm.
that's fine.
Hmm.
It is still decent for me to survive at that much amount of time if I have to
Right.
do it. But then, am I able to create a better impact?
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
might be working under someone with whom I'm not comfortable with. So probably I didn't get a right fit company at that point of time,
Hmm.
which enthused me so much that I would be able to work under someone.
Hmm.
And that's where I realized if I can create jobs, if I can
Right.
hire more people to do my things,
Hmm.
I would better do that because I can run people's lives there.
Right.
So that
Right.
broader horizon taught me something that, hey, I'm not ready for jobs right now at least.
Hmm. Hmm.
I want
Right.
to do something better. Probably PhD is one of the interesting and challenging things,
Hmm.
not MBA at that point of time.
Right.
So, and I was aware, freshers MBA never do it.
Right.
So I was aware of that fact. So
Hmm.
I took a PhD.
Hmm.
It was again a full funded one. Didn't
Hmm.
have to work a lot of hard things because I already did my homework before.
Right.
So I got three full funded PhD, took up a professor,
Hmm.
which was more relevant in my interest and which I knew and trusted one. So
Right.
worked in my PhD for 3 years,
Hmm.
and then that's where the foreign admit journey, foreign admits was actually born. When
Right.
I was doing my PhD, I saw a lot of people doing MTech or MSc or BTech or
Hmm.
PhD in India, and they were so much misguided. They were so much lost in their careers
Hmm.
that they never had a clear clarity about their career options or
Hmm.
conviction in their own degrees.
Right.
That's why people used to curse college, and I was always blessed with college. I said, I can never curse a place which gave me so much. So
Hmm.
why others cannot reap it? It's just because they never had an idea how much they can do.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where we started Foreign Admins as a mentorship platform, and
Okay.
things started building up for other
Hmm.
students also.
Right, definitely. Again, just summing up, I feel your passion for growth has been your has been pushing you throughout. So people have different passions, maybe some towards things, towards different. Some people find their passion early on in their journeys, and like you said, after your MTech and dual degree, and after you came to the PhD, you found foreign inmates. But even if I look back, your passion for growth has been definitely outstanding in that sense, definitely. Right. And when it comes to foreign inmates, I do see you guys doing great things. We are in the same network, MyWays and foreign inmates, and your ability to basically contribute to the student community in not only limited to what foreign admits is doing, but definitely in the community itself, for the student community, is really commendable. So just maybe touching upon foreign admits, what how has the pandemic, how has you as a entrepreneur and the company reacted to the pandemic, and what do you see the future of the student community coming years ahead?
Sure. Pandemic has definitely hit hard, and that hit hard our sales or
Hmm.
the growth chart,
Hmm.
and we did 10x growth in pandemic.
Okay. that's that's completely opposite,
Ideally,
yeah.
people would expect the opposite of it.
Definitely, and being
There
in
are two
a
reasons for
such a
that.
sector of travel and people going abroad, for definitely, I yeah.
So the growth is phenomenal in this pandemic or digital age world.
Hmm.
The reason being, foreign admits the basics of the company has been on the digital first company.
Right, right,
So we were a decentralized digital first company. I was in a different continent. My other co-founder was in a different continent,
right.
and my team was in a different continent.
Hmm.
So we always worked on a digital front.
Hmm.
So for my team to take over a pandemic, it is just living another day. So
Hmm.
there is zero change in the way we used to work.
Hmm. Hmm.
The way market was working, we
Hmm.
were acting on a digital first company.
Right.
So we always had those tools, those mechanisms,
Hmm.
those processes
Hmm.
which build the trust of the users.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when the students were feeling confused, low about studying abroad, they were
Right.
dropping the plans. There
Right.
were so many inquiries. We launched our free profile evaluation, free inquiry service at
Right.
that point of time to get closer to the students.
Hmm.
We organized every month 10 to 20 webinars on different colleges. We
Right.
also launched a special Corona series, interacting with
Hmm.
international graduates, interviewing them about what they are experiencing and bringing that first-hand insight to our students in India.
Right.
So that students can get to know what people are doing in Italy, what people are doing in Germany, France, and all. How
Hmm.
are they reacting to it? How are they preparing to it?
Hmm.
And that literally won the hearts of the students.
Right.
It's always a student first because we started with being an international graduates ourselves.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we understand the pain of the students.
Right.
And now talking about the community part,
Hmm.
we lately realized we were not a community first platform. We were more a digital mentorship platform.
Okay.
But what we realized, the communities are the future.
Hmm.
When we did last year, we did the largest mentorship conference for students in India.
That's
We
good.
got 10,000 plus students.
Hmm.
Now to hold those 10,000 students, help them in a longer way, community was really needed. And
Right.
that's where we immediately discussed that, hey, we need to get the community started
Hmm.
because communities are the future. People learn from other people. People
Definitely.
get help from other people. We need
Hmm.
to connect all of these students internationally and nationally together. And we
Hmm.
started our, micro and niche communities. It's a
Okay.
very small community now
Hmm.
because we are still very nascent,
Hmm.
but we are very, I would say, positive. It's a spam-free community. We have to always vet to remove any kind of nasty elements
Hmm.
also.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we kind of curate or hand knit community that we have created,
Right.
but it creates value for the students. At the end of the student, I don't want my students to put my community on the mute. I
Hmm. Hmm.
want them to be super active, connect to the
Right.
people, and get the value that they need.
Right.
So
Right.
that's a community side.
Right. Just to maybe close up the conversation, a few things that you can help. So, definitely, relationship building and networking is something that you are excelling at. So, maybe something related to those aspects that the students should be aware about, and in terms of foreign admissions or in terms of career that they should look forward to or they should start working on, and basically something for them to look forward to and work on after this, beyond this conversation.
Absolutely. I think few of the advice which I got, and I think those were the golden advice which I still keep
Right.
and hard to get in my life also. Uh, Value other people time,
Hmm.
make conversation precise, humble, polite, and targeted. When
Right.
you're connecting to people on LinkedIn,
Hmm.
think of it you're connecting to them offline.
Hmm.
Would you directly go without even introducing, without even actually connecting to the people? Would you want something from them? It
Right.
would never work.
Hmm.
Think of LinkedIn like a real world.
Hmm.
It's so virtual, but it acts like a real world.
Right.
So build connections, build network,
Hmm.
collaborate with other people. You can collaborate with anyone in this world.
Hmm.
Okay, any single person. You
Hmm.
don't have to wait. You have now internet. You have social platforms which can give you that power to reach out to people,
Right.
collaborate with people, do good projects if you are in your early days. A
Hmm.
lot of students always have this complaint, I'm a fresher, I'm not getting a job.
Hmm.
But your asset of experience is the number of projects, the quality internships that you have done. Those
Definitely.
are the things which defines you or your experience in
Hmm.
that particular domain.
Hmm.
No one is looking for 20-year-old experience for their jobs.
Hmm.
People are looking for fresh talent who are smart, who has a hands-on some things.
Right.
Colleges do have these things. If don't you take the leadership, start something in your college.
Hmm.
And upskilling, there is no time, best time for upskilling. It's always a great time if you want to upskill yourself.
Hmm.
So upskilling is a consistent journey.
Hmm.
And if you're looking to study abroad, second year, first year, third year, final year, there is no particular time that you
Right.
start preparing. I
Hmm.
started preparing in my second year, first semester,
Hmm.
and it took me time
Hmm.
because I wanted to govern my own choices.
Right.
When you want a university which you want, you might need to work a little harder than other people because
Definitely.
else others would be given what they are given.
Hmm.
Else, if you want to control, just like in IIT JEE rank, if you want to get into IIT Bombay, you have to work really hard and
Right.
secure a better rank and have a control over your choices.
Hmm.
So that's something. Start early as possible if you
Hmm.
feel studying abroad is important because
Hmm.
nowadays specialization is the key.
Hmm.
Most of the engineering jobs, most even the computer science jobs, or any kind of jobs that you're looking at, people are looking at specialists. And
Right.
one quote which
Definitely.
I've read lately on most of the researchers, that masters has become the new bachelors. So
Hmm.
people are now looking predominantly for master students. The reason being they are well trained, specialized,
Hmm.
and have hands-on experience
More aware.
compared to the
Hmm.
regular bachelors.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Definitely. Definitely. I think we can end on that note. I would really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for giving us your time